come on. We're testing out the microphone. There you go. I know you want it. There you go. Good stuff, huh? There you go. Brand new wireless microphone. Come up here. Hey. There you go. There. Okay, today we're going to look at the Comica CVM-WS50 6-channel smartphone wireless microphone. And this is the one that has the Bluetooth remote on its handle to control the shutter on your smartphone. Comica in particular does a really nice job of packaging their product. And in here we have a real nice carrying case for the wireless microphone system. You got your electronic handle with Bluetooth and the receiver, transmitter with a little belt clip and also a attachment for a tripod, and the microphone and a charging. One thing that's nice about this is that the receiver and transmitter use lithium batteries. And it comes with a USB charging cable and a microphone, lavalier microphone that has a nice, looks similar to the microphone they use on one of their other wireless microphones that I have. It's a good microphone. It's got a nice quality to it and a nice length. And then the 3.5 millimeter cord between the receiver and the smartphone. Important for me because I do a lot of my video outside doing documentaries and wildlife is a wind muff to reduce the mechanical sound of wind on the noise. If you've ever used a smartphone with just the built-in microphone in a windy condition, you know how really terrible the wind noise can be. Okay, let's set this up. The electronic handle is a real nice rubberized grip, mostly metallic, has a good solid feel to it. Now, one of the first things you want to do is insert the CR2232 battery in here with the positive side up, and just put the cover back on. And that's your remote control to operate the start and stop the video on your camera. Now, the receiver just screws in to the electric handle like this. So you want to get your electronic handle set up so that the device is facing you. And you've got two adjusters here that you can use until you get it nice and firm. And then run this up. Now I'm using a Droid Turbo 2, and you really need to take the case off of your phone before you attach it here, because for number one, you want it to fit flush against the back of the receiver, and the other is you want it to be nice and tight. Now you can see my Droid Turbo 2 easily fits, and it's a good size phone. Looks like the maximum size for phones is about 3.5 inches. Now my Droid Turbo 2 is 3 inches wide, so it'll hold a quite large smartphone. Now you want to adjust it. You can see on my Droid the volume buttons are right there, so you want to move it over to clear the volume buttons. It's also nice to have a strong metal attachment system with a strong vise on the electric handle, because you want to tighten this down really pretty tight. Because you probably, in most cases, you're going to have to be offset a little bit, because obviously you want your flash and your lens to be not be impeded. Now, the Bluetooth connection is real simple. Turn the Bluetooth on the phone. turn on the Bluetooth remote control and it'll start flashing. It shows up as View Flex-H and it's already connected. So I'm connected to the View Flex-8. That's pretty quick, that's how it goes. Or if you get, if you use like your app that comes with your camera, it's going to take pictures, but when you switch to video, it's going to automatically start recording, and this, you know, the remote control is not going to work. With the open camera, which is the one that I recommend, you just pick video as your mode, and then you will, it'll just respond to the start and stop command of the Bluetooth remote. Nice thing about this application is that it has a lot of features to adjust manually, and also to help you with your making better videos. So in this case, you can see that it starts the video right away. You got and it stops the video. So up here you switch modes, and so I will switch to photo mode, and it's gonna, every time I push the Bluetooth remote, I've synced it up with the phone, so it's going to snap a picture. I just switched it to video mode. Then when I press the Bluetooth remote, you see the starts to record the video, and when I push it again, it stops it. This one has a number of features in it that are very useful, as it gives you a whole lot of adjustability. And when you finally get it the way you want it set up, if you don't want to have any surprises with changing focus and changing things like that, then you can lock it down. Exposure locked, focus locked, and then there's a number of settings in here. I'm not going to go into all the different settings, but the point of this is to say, if you're going to use a system like this with a professional electronic handle and a vise to hold your phone so you can take video, and a Bluetooth remote, then you're going to have to upgrade your video app. Okay, so once we've done that, we've got the phone basically ready to go. You just simply turn on the receiver, and to turn the power onto the transmitter, you just hold the power button down for a short couple of seconds and it comes on. And you just make sure that you've got it's set to the same channel, and then you just plug in your microphone to the transmitter. And if you want to change the channel, you just simply set the set button. To change the channel, you've got basically 6 channels. So if you're getting interference on one of the channels, then you can switch around. So now I've got both the transmitter and the receiver set to channel 0, and I've got the microphone set in the transmitter, so you can see here, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. You get a readout here on your sound levels. Now the other thing, you've got 6 channels to work with interference. You want to go back to your cell phone. In this case, I still have Wi-Fi on, so you want to set your cell phone to airplane mode to limit the interference that you might get when you're making videos. And of course, the final step is to hook up your 3.5mm cord from the cell phone to the receiver, and you can kind of experiment with how you want to do that. Obviously you want to make sure that your cord is not in the way of the camera. So there's a number of different ways you can do it. So this is the way I'm going to use it. I've got the receiver, smartphone wireless receiver facing forward, set to channel 0. You can see on here, I'm actually recording now as I'm talking. You can see the levels on there. So I've got a level readout. There's also a headphone connection down here if you wanted to monitor the audio, especially if you're on a tripod or something like that and recording somebody at the distance. It's all set to go. So I'm just to summarize the unboxing and the setup, and of course you got your power cable. The transmitter receiver came with pretty much fully charged when I got them, so I haven't charged them up yet. So I've got the microphone attached to the transmitter, got it set to channel 00, it's on and it's connected to the receiver. which is also in channel 00. And you can tell by the steady green light that they're paired. You can see the volume level, audio level, as I talk into the little lapel lavalier microphone. I've cleared the camera lens and the flash, got it thoroughly attached, and a nice solid feel to it. Really impressed with the fit and finish of this product. I've used several Comica products because to me sound is incredibly important. You know, the sound is important as the video. And so I have several different microphones. I have a mini shotgun, a full shotgun, and a wireless DSLR mic setup. But this one, because I use more and more, I use a smartphone for shooting video. I'm really looking forward to this. So now we'll go outside and test it out. Well, there you go. I know you want it. There you go. Good stuff, huh? That's for you. Go get it. Go get it. There you go. So you should be able to hear me talking, you should be able to hear the blue jays yelling, and you should be able to hear the various other birds singing. Plus it's real windy, so it's a good test of the microphone. There you go. What do you think of the new microphone, huh? Let's try an effect out here. The Walking Dead squirrel. You see it? It's right there. Oh, you guys are a little bit scary. There we go. What do you think of that? Pretty creepy looking squirrel, huh? Emboss the squirrel. Huh. 38, 39, 40. So we're basically 40 yards out here, about 120 feet. Of course, this is farther than you would most likely use a smartphone with a lavalier microphone. But this is typical if you might be doing some exterior walking interview shots or getting a picture of the subject in the background or something like that. But we're out here on a very windy day. I'm over about 110, 120 feet range from the receiver, and I've got the wind muff on because it's a real windy day, and we'll just see what it sounds like. Now to give it even a little stiffer test, I'm about 115 feet away from the receiver, so I'll step back here in the jungle behind the fence and go about another 50 feet or so back in the jungle behind the heavy brush. This will give it a pretty good torture test. They're about 60 yards in the area and about 30 yards in the congested area. So this is, you know, way beyond what you'd expect really to pick up. I'm now about 200 feet away from the receiver, and I'm in a dense brush behind the fence, so we'll see what it sounds like, see if it picked up anything. And now I'm walking back through the jungle towards the fence. And try not to hit my head on anything. Okay, we pop out in the fence here and we're at about 35 yards or so unobstructed. And that's a good way to test it out. Okay, let's go. The final test here is just a simple audio test in an indoor controlled environment, much like you would do if you were interviewing somebody. So I'll just read a short passage about the painted bunting. Painted bunting, sometimes called the non-pareil, meaning unrivaled, a fair way to describe the unbelievable colors of the male painted bunting. This species is locally common in the southeast around brushy areas and woodland edges. It is often secretive, staying low in dense cover. However, males sing their bright warbling song from higher in the trees, partly hidden among foliage or sometimes out in the sun on an exposed perch. Some lucky Floridians have painted buntings coming to their bird feeders in winter, and I count myself among those. Okay, to sum up this review, I've been spending a couple of days with the Comica smartphone wireless mic with Bluetooth remote. Really find it a nice unit, well built, easy to use. It has the right amount of weight and heft to it that gives you a confidence in holding it steady without being too heavy. The sound quality is excellent, especially in the high wind, which is something I have to deal with quite a bit. Fit and finish and quality of construction is good. It has rechargeable batteries, which I like. And also, the important thing is if you're going to, you really can approach really professional video and audio with this setup. With any of the modern smartphones that have, the 20 megapixel cameras and can shoot in even ultra high definition. Although I don't shoot in UHD very often just because of the large file size, I find regular HD is plenty. But when you combine this Comica wireless microphone setup for the smartphone with today's quality smartphone and get yourself a improved video app like Open Camera, and use it in combination with the Bluetooth remote and all the manual settings, you get yourself a pretty powerful setup in the palm of your hand there.